Hey folks, welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Hey folks, Phil Myers here. I hope I'm live. It looks that way. Happy President's Day. And we're busy trying to get our guest on, which I think he's going to show up here shortly.
Well, he's supposedly on, but I can't see him.
Okay. But anyway, I'll go ahead and do the disclaimer, Jeff, and we'll get
Okay.
this thing started. Today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we not only sell fun, but we sell adventure. And the views, thoughts, and opinions expressed by the Treasure Talk guest and members belong solely to the guests or members and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, or Jeff Monin or Myers Metal Detectors. Wow, that was a handful.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead, Jeff. Did you get him?
Well, he's supposedly trying to get in. I don't know if he's got his camera activated or not. So what's going on tomorrow? You got something? You're going to be closed for a while, aren't you?
Yes, tomorrow I'm going to be there in the morning, probably till 11:30. I'll probably come in a little early tomorrow, probably 10 to 11:30. And then I've got to be shut down probably till around 3 because I'm doing a closing on a house that I'm selling. So, and I just don't want the people showing up, driving all the way from Fort Myers and showing up at my door and I'm not there. So I'm giving you guys fair warning. Please come either after 3 or well before 11:30. Or yeah, always call because I might be done early. I'm hoping that I'm not there 3 hours, but I'm just allotting that time just in case. And it looks like we got the pink screen. Jeff.
Yeah, I don't know if he's not got a camera.
Can you hear us, Russ? Don't hear anybody.
No, I don't think so. He's trying to get in, but I'll keep going with it to see. We may have to send him another link.
Okay. Well, we can just chit chat about what's going on. I know you were at the beach last week, but I know you got a big weekend coming up with Florida Hunt 7. Before everybody starts typing in what's FH7, we'll just talk.
12 inches of snow.
Oh, Tom Becker is getting 12 inches of snow. Yes, I saw that on the news. It looks like Ohio's getting blanketed with snow, and we're fortunate down here, other than some rain and some nasty wind that passed through us. We're fortunate not to have any snow, to have rather warm weather. It was warm today, had the air conditioner going. So,
well, it's kind of chilly up here. It's been thunder booming, and we're having some storms this afternoon, but it's supposed to be okay for the hunt. Now we'll be doing a live segment from Florida Hunt 7 at the meet and greet. So Friday night about 7 o'clock. We'll be going live from the meet and greet down there at BTW. That's Hurricanes BTW. It stands for burgers, tacos, and wings. It's supposed to be really good to eat. So we'll be doing a little live show from there, and going to be a whole bunch of cool people there. So tune in. KG and Ringy will be there, and Nugget Noggin's going to be there. Butch Holcomb's going to be there. There's just going to be a whole bunch of people. Debbie from Mind Lab will be there. Russ Balbarona, he's going to be there. He's supposed to be here, but I don't see him. Maybe he can hear us. I don't know. But there's going to be a whole bunch of people there, and we'll try to, hope they stop by and say hey. And now Russ is supposed to be on his phone. He's down in Orlando, I think, somewhere. So we'll see if he can get through. He's having some trouble with his connection for one reason or another. I don't know what it is.
Tom Tomaskovich
Um,
in the cool text. Those are the names.
Okay, I just had a question already, Jeff, about the Coiltech coils. And,
mhm.
you know, Coiltech is saying the first week in March, so hopefully that'll all go great and it'll happen. I do have a pre-order on my website, so if you want to get on there, I really haven't, I mean, I've sold a few of them, but I haven't sold my pre-order yet, so hopefully I'll get my full pre-order.
I
And
hope so.
yes, and then everybody will be happy instead of people being mad. So
Bruce wants to know what yours and Jeff's best find was
Um,
at the beach.
oh, Jeff's best find at the beach. Go ahead, Jeff.
Well, I found a couple of rings. One nice little, it's in the cleaner right now. One was a copper crapper, and the other one was a nice little sterling silver
Turtle.
turtle ring.
For
And of course, I also found, now this is going to be funny. This is going to be funny. These. How do I look, Chief? I look like Stevie Wonder.
Oh, you look good.
You look
You
good.
know,
You better keep those, Jeff. You look good with them.
these are the Ray-Bans from made in Italy, and they're polarized Ray-Bans. So we had a good time. The water was fine. One of our members hunted with us on, I forget what day it was, maybe Wednesday. We were down at, where were we? Coquina. And the water was wonderful. And she found her second ring that day. And she had a visit from a dolphin. And the dolphin was right there about 3 feet from her eating a fish. So she was quite excited about that. And so it was a good time, you know. The water was nice.
And how deep? Tom's asking, how deep were you hunting out in the water?
Yeah.
I was about chest deep.
Oh, good.
So you know, it was the sunglasses were probably down there 2 or 3 scoops. So
Cool.
everything was deep.
Well,
An awful lot of sand.
yeah. Well, my buddy Joe just signed on and said you look like Chulo Papa.
Like who?
Chulo Papa. That means pretty boy.
I have no. Oh, pretty boy. Well, that's true. I
Pretty
mean,
boy.
you know, that is true.
Oh goodness! But
So what are you gonna do? You know.
yeah, you look good in those glasses.
Um,
I was reminded. I had a really good friend who's I hunted with a lot, and he passed away. And he found a really pretty pair of ladies' glasses that were bedazzled, and he was asking me, "Are these men's?" I said, "Oh yes, the Cuban men wear those." And he started wearing them around the whole hunt.
well,
But they
Tim,
were so bedazzled, and he wore them the whole day. And then I told him afterward, "No, those
yeah,
are
well, Tim,
ladies."
Tim was hunting with us all week, and I think he found 4 pairs of sunglasses Friday.
Wow.
Every place was heavily sanded in. We hunted up in Clearwater one day, and just a lot of sand. Parts of Treasure Island, you know, there was no slope at all, even once you get in the water. And so there's an awful lot of sand. And so, you know, we hope that Russ is able to get in now. Let's see. Russell, are you there? I do not see him.
Yeah, I still got the pink screen of death, I guess.
Yeah.
There.
I don't know what his dilemma is here. I just sent him another link, so let's see if we can get him now.
Yeah, I think it's kind of tough when you're on the phone, or yeah, Russ, I know is not.
Yeah, he's down in Orlando.
Yes.
So
He's trying.
I don't know if we're going to get him or not.
But he's trying to get on.
He's trying to get on.
But anyway, I guess with all the sunglasses and stuff, people are going to the beaches now. And for you guys who are asking me what I found, I didn't find much because I got plantar fasciitis in my foot, and wearing my dive booties just about killed me.
But it did help that young man.
Yeah, we did give away a detector. That was kind of cool, and Jeff filmed that. But it was still good getting away from the shop for at least one day. So good times.
Yeah, when we left Saturday morning, I asked Maggie about if he was still detecting. She said, yeah, he did the whole yard and was moving on to other things, and he was filling his holes.
Yes, I told him, the rule is fill your holes and take your trash. And don't dig your neighbor's yard without permission.
And he had a crowd around him.
Yeah,
That's right. So he was also telling her how
Go ahead.
he needed to tip in other things. So, he needed this, that, and the other thing. Well, Russ said he can't get the link is not working. Well, it shows you coming in. I just don't know why it's not working for your video, Russ.
His phone must not be his. He must have to okay it or something.
He must have to. I don't know, but at any rate, Russell, we're trying to get you in here, dude. Let's just keep trying. I'll send you another link, Russell, if you can hear. I'll just type a message to him. Okay. Let's see. So we got some exciting news today, Phil. I want to tell everybody, if they hadn't checked the page recently, y'all going to have a real big treat come June, because we just booked Joe Beechnut. He's going to be in the house.
Yes,
on June
absolutely.
21st.
Yeah, that's awesome. And for you guys who don't know him, I've followed his videos and stuff for a long time. He was one of the first people that I saw had modified the Excalibur, put the pinpoint mod on it. And that's how I hunt today with my Excalibur. And it just seems to be a whole lot easier doing that.
Oh, it just makes everything so much easier if you're going to use an Excalibur.
Right. Especially you're not diving. Like most of the people who use the Excalibur aren't diving. They're just waiting, doing what we do. But yeah, that'll be a good program, because he finds some really cool older stuff, and he's up in the Chesapeake Bay area. So I know he's hunting the old beaches that I probably went to as a kid. So that's kind of cool. They're just out in the middle of nowhere, and a lot of them are. And I see the old gold that he finds, so I know that's what he's doing. And down here, we couldn't do that, because in the freshwater down here, it just wouldn't be a pretty picture with all the alligators.
Body parts everywhere.
Yeah,
with all the gators and snakes and everything like that. So, like I say, we've got a bunch of really good stuff coming up. Hopefully Russ can get in here before the end of the night, we hope. But next week is going to be Kim Fisher. That's Mel Fisher's son. So that is going to be another really good show. So make sure that you go to the page, get some questions in for Kim. Whatever you feel like you want to ask, please do. And, and we'll get to...
That's going to be an exciting show. I've seen Kim on TV a lot. On Strange Inheritance. That's the last show I saw him on, with him and his sister. And they were, of course, talking about the Tocha and other treasures that Mel had found. So that should be really, really cool.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really good. And then the week after that, March 1st, Daryl Miklos, if y'all have ever watched if you've never watched Cooper's Treasure, he was the star of Cooper's Treasure.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one too. Boy, we're getting some.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. And he's got some new stuff coming up that Daryl does. And if y'all remember, we had Mark Anthony from Spanish Main Antiques a month and a half or 2 months ago, and he's got a new venture going with Mark. for that for some kind of a new show. So it's going to be really, really interesting.
Absolutely. And we did have another
And,
question here,
What
Jeff.
size coil is best for the
Uh,
Excalibur,
Tim-
8 or 10?
Timothy's asking about what size coil is best for the Excalibur, 8 or 10.
In
Well,
saltwater.
in saltwater, I use the 10-inch coil, and actually now MindLab is just shipping it with the 10-inch coil only. I'm sure you could probably get a modification to put an 8-inch on it. I've had people swear by the 8-inch coil, and I've had people swear by the 10. I just like the 10 because it goes really deep and it covers more ground. I've seen people put the bigger coils, the 15-inch watt and other size Nell coils on it. Those do exceptionally well too, but I have shoulder and arm issues, so I don't want to push the big coil around. 10 is about my limit in the water. So
yeah,
what's
and
your opinion, Jeff?
I agree with you, Phil. I like the 10-inch coil, and really the reason is, people want these great huge coils in the water, but a lot of times you can't really see the coil. So by the time you locate your target and try to get your scoop and everything down there, a 10-inch coil is plenty, and it forces you to work slower, and you're not trying to run a foot race, because that's not what it's all about in the water. It's about covering the ground. It's not how much ground you cover. It's about how you cover the ground that you're hunting. And I think you'll find more with a small coil.
Yeah.
I have a
Really do.
complaint
Smaller coil.
from Tim Naylor. He'd like to know how you two got started in metal detecting.
Tim Naylor wants to know how we got started in metal detecting.
A good friend.
Your good
Oh,
friend,
my
Tim Naylor.
Well, Tim Naylor, Low Tide Tim, aka the Mumbles Man, I met him for the first time with one of my other brothers from another mother, and right here in Madison, over at the park. Russ is still trying to come in, so I'll keep answering while Russ is trying to come in. And at that time, we were all using AT Pros, and this was, oh my goodness, this must have been 2012 maybe. And well, Tim had an AT Pro, I had an AT Pro, and our other brother from another mother, John David, I think he had an Ace 350. So I had my grandson over there with me, and so we all met up that day, and it's kind of, for them, it's been downhill ever since. you know?
Well, I'll tell everybody how I got started. And actually, I got started before treasure hunting before I got a metal detector. As a kid, I was a bottle dump digger. And I was up there where who's the guy we had one here from
Bill Hill,
yeah, Bill Hill. And what is his group that he hunts with?
Hoover Boys.
The Hoover Boys. Yes, I was up in their neck of the woods. And we were in a farming community that probably started in the 1700s outside of Baltimore. And we would just find dumps everywhere where there was an old home site. We'd hit the woods next to it and be finding bottles everywhere. So that got me started. And then a friend of mine says, well, come on, we got to go down by the river. They just plowed the field. And I said, for what? And he said, well, we're going to find some artifacts. So we go down there and dig it. We didn't dig them. We would just walk the field looking for arrowheads. So that got me started treasure hunting. And then when I moved here to Tampa in the early 80s, what was that, 1980 or 81? 1981, Philip Jr. was born shortly thereafter. And I got a detector. It was I think it was a Radio Shack model, but it was Chinese. It's not like the ones. It was a Chinese model, and it just did not work the way it was supposed to. But it got me started. Then a friend of mine had a White's XLT, and he says, "Hey, look at this!" And it said, he showed me the White's Eagle. And it said, "Look, it's got a icon, says it's a quarter and it's 4 inches deep." And as soon as I saw that, and he dug a quarter at 4 inches, the next day I went and bought one.
Oh, heck yeah.
So that's how I got my start. I went and got an Eagle detector, and it's been fun ever since. And I still have fun digging coin.
Yeah, we started, of course, at that time, it was Diggers was on. It was the big show.
Yes.
And then the American Digger. Now this had nothing to do with Butch. American Digger was Randy Savage. I think he was an ex-pro wrestler, wasn't
Yes.
he? And he had a show on, and he used nothing but White's detectors, if I remember correctly.
Right. He had White's and Garrett.
Yeah, and then we saw come across KG and Ringy, and we thought that they were lunatics, which they are, but and but it was an entertaining show, and they got a lot of people hooked on detecting. So we may have to do a little punt here, Phil. I think Clive Clinic is available to come on for a little chat tonight. So I think I don't think we're going to get Russ on. We'll have to do him another night. We're still going to give away the detector and everything. Don't worry about that. But what do you think? You want to see if we can get Clive on for a little chat, Phil?
Yeah, I'm reading what Russ is saying. He says, "I'm in the room. I can hear you, but I can't. We can't hear or see him. So, yeah, that's
Well,
fine
he
with
can
me.
hear us.
Russ, we'll reschedule you if you don't mind. Hopefully that's okay, and we'll do a test run ahead of time, or maybe we'll see what we do. The people always want to have him on. We can do the giveaway some other night. Will that work for you, Jeff?
Yeah, or we can, text me, Russ. We want to, because everybody signed up. We had almost 200 people sign up for this.
Oh,
Russ, if you don't mind, well, okay, maybe here he is. Here he is.
did we get him?
I just saw his
Struggling to get
face.
on here, guys. Sorry about that.
So,
I don't know if it's
so
the
it was.
storms in the area.
Question.
Well, it came in under Carrie. Is that your wife, Russ?
Yeah, my phone wouldn't work. My phone for some reason, so I had to go through hers.
Well, you know what? The women are always right, dude.
Yes.
You know what I'm
Smart
saying?
man right there.
All right. That's
Well,
good.
let's put it this way. I have the scars.
Yeah, it took me a while to learn that too at my young, dumb age. But now that I'm a little older, I understand that as well.
So
I'm glad
everybody,
we were able to get this
hallelujah, we're
22 minutes late, but
here.
hey, yes, for sure.
Good. Thank you, Carrie. We just depend on you, Carrie. I just want you to know.
They're thanking
Yes.
you, and they
Yeah, the
dependable.
wives always get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, Carrie, you did good.
Yeah, the next time, Jeff, we have a problem with the guest, we'll say, get your wife to
That's right.
for you. That's
right.
Our standard procedure.
That's funny. That's
Yeah.
funny.
So, Russ, we're glad you're on here with us today, and we've got a bunch of questions lined up, and we'll just get to as many as we can. Now, first off, you're going to Florida Hunt 7 then, right?
I am, and just so you know, I can not hear you very well, Phil. I can hear Jeff well, but your volume is pretty low. But I am. We're going to Florida Hunt 7. First Texas Products is super excited to be at Florida Hunt 7. I think a lot of people know we haven't been to a lot of hunts in the past, but that's changing. It's no secret that there's been a big shakeup at First Texas Products. And there's, kind of a new guard, a changing of the guard, if you will. So we plan on getting out and seeing a lot of people being at a lot of these hunts.
Yeah, we'll do that later.
That's going to be good. That's going to be real good. We're looking forward to seeing you. I'm going to do a live show from the meet and greet Friday night. So,
very cool.
I want to meet Carrie. I want to meet the one in charge. You know what I'm saying, Russ?
Well, she'll be there at the tent with us. As soon as you enter on the left-hand side, we've got a nice big tent there. As you can see, I'm sitting in a rig right now, a trailer that will most likely be there as well. So we'll have electricity. We'll have a campfire if it gets too cold out there and everything. I know it's supposed to be like in the 30s that first Saturday morning down there.
Yeah, about 36, 37. It's about what it was last year, but it's supposed to get up into the 60s, high 50s, low 60s, and the sun's going to be shining, so it'll be a great time.
That's
Absolutely.
perfect hunting weather, actually. It's not too hot, so yeah, I agree.
Yeah, especially when you're fat like I am,
I'm right there with you, Jeff.
Hey, but before we get started, Jeff, I did have one question to answer. Somebody typed on the computer. It was Tom Becker. Use the 11-inch coil, not the 6-inch coil on the beach. You'll just do better than using that one. You'll cover more ground and go deeper.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All righty. So let's get started here. Okay, the big question is, when is the AQ Impulse going to be released?
So
Did
we
you say
are
you don't
just finishing the final testing. I mean, the final testing. It's being, the final 2 testers are actually here in Florida. I see you had one guy on there, Joe Beechnut. He's coming on later on in July, I believe, is what I saw.
June 21st.
He tested. We got some very good feedback from him. And this is the non-limited version. So the limited version that's out there right now that you're seeing on YouTube and all, it's changed mechanically. We've done a lot of changes, and even performance-wise, it's really affected it quite well. So it's a different unit. But to answer your question, we are looking in the summer, and I would guess about July.
Okay. Then we'd be able to call us up and order some, get them for the store then. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah, that's going to be available to everybody. Unlike the limited version where we were only putting out a couple of units, we went through one person. The non-limited version is the regular dealer and distributor process there. So, yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So why don't you tell everybody what the Impulse AQ is?
All right. So first of all, the Impulse AQ is not a coin shooter. I mean, a lot of people, are asking, how's it doing on silver and that thing? It's not meant for silver. It's meant for gold. It's meant for deep gold. It's meant for deep gold on the beach. With that being said, it's still quite capable on your high conductors, your silver, your coins, and that sort of thing. But where it shines and what it's designed for is to find the high dollar, high value, deep gold that no other machine is finding. We're using a breakthrough technology right now called ZTS technology. And really what that boils down to is that machine is going to find the deepest gold that no other machine can.
Okay, and that's in salt water since it's waterproof then, correct?
Exactly. Yeah, it's meant for saltwater conditions. It will hunt in in your regular freshwater conditions. We've tested it there. We've had testers out there, but really where it shines is saltwater beaches.
So it is a pulse detector, or
it is, yeah. It's a pulse detector. It's different than other pulse detectors. And you're getting, we'll go way above my head at that level. I've always been a VLF guy, but the engineer Alexander Tartar likes to say it's not pulse, but the base technology of this is pulse induction.
Okay, and I guess the big question is discrimination. Does it have?
Yeah. So with that machine, 100% of the time, you'll know if you're digging a ferrous target versus a gold target 100% of the time. It does this really neat, the engineers kind of describe it as a double beat, but it's not. It's more like a flutter, and every single time. I mean, when I was out testing with this, I dug every single target just to make sure. And 100% of the time, I was able to discern between a ferrous target, a bobby pin, something like that, or those little hair bobbies,
right,
versus a mid conductor like gold or aluminum or something like that.
Right. Well, if it goes really deep and can discriminate, that's new for a pulse line because most pulses.
Yeah, it definitely can. I'll tell you that I have dug a 14 karat gold ring on the beach in Texas. I was down in the Surfside area of Texas, which is about, I don't know, 45 minutes south along the coastline from Galveston, and dug a 14 karat gold ring at 19 inches with that thing. And it wasn't, it was in the wet sand, but I wasn't in the water. I was just kind of where the tide was coming up and rushing over. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a hit with those guys that are really looking for the gold. I mean, it's not as deep on the silver and the high conductors, but definitely on the gold and those mid conductors.
Well, that's going to be really good for all these sanded in conditions we've been going through.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
It goes
yeah.
really deep. So what is the cost on that?
I'm sorry?
The retail cost on it? The cost?
Okay,
the price.
so that's going to be anywhere. Again, we're not ready to come out and say exactly what that is, but I'll tell you, it's going to be between 2,800 and 3,500.
Okay. And I guess since it is a pulse, you could use it for gold prospecting also. Is that correct?
Yeah, you can. But again, it's meant for that salt conditions, which typically you don't find in the gold. With that being said, that is the next, horse in line. There is the gold version of that. We have prototypes out testing in the gold fields right now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, are you going to have that at the Florida Hunt 7, or is still with the?
I hope to. Like I said, we are down to the last last two testers. So I'm hoping that I can intercept that machine before it goes to those last two testers and have that with me at Florida Hunt 7. The problem is that it's really exciting to have it at Florida Hunt 7, but it's also really exciting to get those last two testers done because that's all we're waiting on to start production. So I've been, going to my bosses, the CEO of the company, and begging Mr. Walsh to divert it to me just for Florida Hunt 7, and then I'll get it onto those last two testers. So to answer your question, I'm not sure. I'm trying to have it with every bit of me.
Okay. And what is the weight on that detector?
So the weight is about 3 to 4 pounds, depending on which coil you're using. So the coil is a 12.5-inch coil, is a standard coil. And then there is a accessory coil that's going to be an 8-inch coil. And,
that's cool.
So yeah, you're right about 3 to 4 pounds. It's very well balanced. I was thinking, oh my goodness, 4 pounds. I'm used to using these, 2.5 pound, our other, the G2 Plus, something like that. And the F75, which this machine is heavier, obviously, because it's waterproof and pulse, but the balance is fantastic on it. I didn't even notice the difference.
Okay. So the coil sizes are 12.5 and then 8-inch.
12.5 is the standard coil size and 8-inch is the accessory coil. There is talk about bigger and smaller coils as well. But right now, what we will have ready when we launch is the 12.5 and 8.
Okay, cool. And that's answered another question I have here on my list. And why don't you tell the folks what the advantages are on a pulse over the VLF?
Well, again, I'm not a big VLF guy. I've never really been a beach hunter, but it's deeper. It handles the salinity. It handles the mineralization there of the beach. The drawback before the Impulse AQ has always been you didn't know what you were digging. You're digging 2 foot to get a bobby pin or something like that. Well, that doesn't happen with this one. And really, as far as we're concerned, this is the best gold machine for the beach that we've ever seen.
Awesome. Yeah. When I got my start water hunting, I used a pulse, and And the good thing about it is that it would go deeper than anything. The bad thing about it is it go deeper than anything for everything.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Yeah.
as the hobby has got more popular now, everybody's using VLF and they're leaving all the iron stuff behind. So if you come by with a pulse, you get to dig everybody else's iron that's been left. So
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
going to
Like
be
I was
nice.
saying before with this machine again, and I've only been beach hunting, ever since I mean, I've done some with other VLF with the CZ21 and that sort of thing. But I tell you, 100% of the time with that little flutter, I was able to discern whether this was ferrous or non-ferrous, and it took me a while to one, so I could get all the data. I was digging everything just so I could get all that data. And then after I got that data, it still took me a while to trust my machine, and realize,
Yeah.
okay, wow, maybe it's not ferrous. Let me dig it. And it was.
Well, that happens with any machine, doesn't it, Russ? I mean, you got to learn your machine.
Yes.
You got to learn what it's
Yeah,
telling.
you got to trust that equipment. That's right. That's right. And there are little intricacies. For a long time, I hunted with the F70. I mean, I was hunting 6 hours a day, 4 to 5 days a week. And there were little intricacies where I could not only tell, okay, that's not a penny, it's a dime. And you know what? It's a silver dime too. But I could not explain it to anybody. There was something in the audio along with the actual depth and the TID. But yeah, I mean, I think the more you use these machines and the more you understand those intricacies, you pick up on little things that new users probably don't see.
So, Russ, I have somebody that wanted to know about, Civil War sites like up in Culpeper, where it's highly mineralized. How will the Impulse AQ work on that?
So funny you mentioned that. I am heading up north after Florida Hunt 7. I'm going to run that in there. This is more of a gee whiz type thing for me personally. Again, we say this machine is built for the water, but I think that and again, I'm not an engineer. This is just me. I think it'll do quite well. But I will tell you, with that being said, the gold machine coming out after that we are working on, that should do really well in the in hot ground for relics. Most of the times a gold machine is a great relic machine too.
Not yet.
Okay, so Russ, I've got some other people. There's a lot of Fisher fans, and they kind of want to know.
Fantastic. I'd like to hear that.
Other than the Impulse AQ, which is obviously the hot thing coming, what's happening with like T2 and the rest of the First Texas offerings? Is there going to be improvements, something new coming out, or what's actually going on?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So we are very close to another single freak that we are going to come out that's wireless, that sort of thing. Better and deeper than the F75 T2. We don't have a name for that. I've been out hunting with that one for about 3 weeks now in several of my relic areas on the in the Texas area. That machine is fantastic. That is pretty close to, I think that's coming out. I would be surprised if that wasn't out by this year. But then again, with the way production goes, we are working on true multi-freaks as well. We have a ton of engineers working on that. We have over 16 engineers right now, and I think almost all of them are working on that multi-freak as well. A lot of people don't know, but First Texas products beyond Fisher Technetics Bounty Hunter, we're also Night Owl and Nivasis. Those are 2 night vision. So we've got other engineers on that side of thing. And if anybody's interested in that sort of thing, I'm bringing a new rifle scope as well as a new monocular that you can video through the monocular. That'll be at Florida Hunt 7 too. So if anybody's interested in some night vision stuff, swing on by the First Texas Products tent and check
Well,
those
yeah,
out.
the monocular would be good for the pirates. They only got one eye, got a patch over one, you know.
Matey. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good to know because, you know, a lot of people out there tend to want to be detector snobs, and we're just not like that because there's a tremendous amount of people that did start with the bounty hunters, and they're great detectors. You know, they found an awful lot of stuff with a bounty hunter. So, you know, First Texas
it's made
has
by the
quite
same
the offering.
engineers that made that makes Fisher and Technetics. You know, typically we gear that for the bounty hunter line for more of the beginner line. Yeah, they are great machines. And just like we said, you know, if you put enough time into any machine, you're going to do well with it.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, I've got friends who have bounty hunter, and that's all they're able to stick with. They just are used to it and they like it. And a lot of people resist change. I've not been like that, so I change as the technology changes. Of course, I have to change with it. I still got plenty of questions on here,
Okay.
and the first one somebody asked is, how long have you been with First Texas?
It's a good question. So I've been with First Texas since 2014. I took a little bit of a hiatus. I left for about a year and a half, and when we had the reorg, I was asked by the company to come back and work for First Texas again. So, you know, the right time, right place. I decided to come back to First Texas. So I've been there. Oh, like I said, 2014 to 2018, left for about a year and a half, and then have been back since then. So I don't know, 5 years or so. My math isn't the best. That's why I'm not an engineer.
That's why you got Carrie.
That's right. Yeah. I should be looking over at her. She's probably holding fingers up or something.
Yeah.
So Russ, you had mentioned you're going to Florida Hunt 7, and what other hunts are you going to this year?
So right now we have Florida Hunt 7 scheduled. We have Dig Stock Mini scheduled. We have the Red Dirt shootout, I believe, in Oklahoma scheduled. We have the big Dig Stock up in Shazy in October scheduled. But in between, right around that area, we left a lot of openings because there are hunts in the UK and EU that we typically like to go to as well. So we're hoping we can get to those if all this coronavirus stuff starts to get under control, then we plan on doing some international hunts as well. So we left a lot of openings where we would typically go to the UK. But and then I think we're going to do the Chattanooga Relic show too with Butch Holcomb. We're gonna do that show. It's just more of an indoor show, but we're gonna be there as well.
Well, Russ, I've been getting a bunch of questions. Am I going to stock this detector? And I sure hope so, because everybody's asking about it. So yeah, we'll have it in the shop. And Russ has just said, everybody's my witness, we'll see it in July. Is that right?
And that's what I'm shooting for.
Don't
hang me if that doesn't happen. But everything's been going real well. Like I said, we've got the final 2 testers ready to test, and that's we're ready after that.
Yeah.
Well, something else we need to do too, Russ, and not to interrupt, Phil, but we need to get you scheduled, and when the AQ comes out and you've got it and Phil's got it in the shop, to have a Fisher's Days at Myers Metal Detectors.
Absolutely.
I think that's a great idea. You know, a lot of you guys have a lot of the beach hunting crowd down here. You know, I really wanted to have it and show it here, but just some things are out of control. I know that's one thing that we were all looking forward to. Unfortunately, that didn't happen this time, but I would love to visit the shop, do a Fisher's Day, and have the Impulse AQ with me.
Yeah, that way people could come in and take a look at it and
buy
that one.
Good for relic.
Now, we're still getting all these questions. Is it good for relic hunting? And you've already answered that. It will do it, correct? but you're going to be coming out with probably a gold version, which would probably be better.
So
Relic.
yeah, that's the answer. The answer is I think it will, but I'm going to test it. I'll know more in about 3 weeks from now.
Right.
Again, this is something I'm doing on my own, but the gold machine that we're coming out with next, which is very similar, is just more internal tweaks. That machine probably, no doubt, will do much better for relic hunting.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, we don't want you to rush it anyway. I mean, we want it to be perfect when it comes out. You don't want to put out a product that you're
You know, that's
not
one thing
100%
that
satisfied.
yeah, that's one thing that you know, we never move fast, you know, unless we can do it right.
Right.
So it has been a while since we came out with new product, but my boss, CEO of the company, Mr. Walsh, will not release a machine unless he has 100% confidence in that machine. So
Well,
when we
that's
do release it, you can be assured it's going to be good.
Yes.
That's just good business, because then you don't have, if you come out too soon and it's not working right and this, that, and the other thing, people talk, they get a bad taste in their mouth, and you don't know how much it costs you in sales. If it comes out, it's right, it works, everybody loves it. It may take you a little longer, but you're way ahead of the game.
Especially with a water machine. You know, you want
Yeah.
to make sure mechanically that thing is rock solid and dry. And
That's right.
that's one of the things that, you know, we've had the electronics nailed down for quite some time. And but we want to make sure that it's dry. And we have not had any failures with the last few changes we've made. So we're super excited with this machine.
Yeah, I saw one of the, I guess one of the ones that you've had out testing. Sean Rosh has one of those. Sean, and he had brought it in the shop, and I saw it, and he had just found a really nice. I think it was an 18-karat ring. Said it was super deep, and he was happy with it. So
Yeah.
I'm
You
sure
know,
it's going to be a big time beach seller for us.
oh yeah, this is going to be, you know, the Bentley of the beach machines. It really is. Again, what you saw mechanically is going to be different, and
Okay.
than that. If I had it with me, I would not have a problem talking about that. But there are changes
Okay.
mechanically that we've made. You know, one, to make sure that there's no water ingress, and two, just to make it better with all the feedback that we've had. You know, we've had, oh, I don't know, 20 or 30 of these units out in the field, and we've just been taking feedback from all of these guys and gals that are swinging that machine, and we made some changes mechanically. Electronically, still pretty much the same machine.
Oh, okay. Cool.
How deep's it go for relic?
Well, the crawler is crawling.
They keep asking on the feed, how deep does it go for relic hunting?
You know, I don't know. If we had this discussion in 3 weeks from now, I'd be
Then
able to
you'd
tell
know.
you.
Well, tell them
I'll tell
they
you
have to
what,
wear
Phil,
a
what I'll
mask
do is,
because it may go deep enough so they emerge at Wuhan.
Yeah, it goes to China. So wear
I
your mask.
will. I'll email you my results, Phil. How's that?
That's perfect. Or
All
put
right.
them on the Treasure Dog Facebook page if you can.
There you go.
That would work. Just put some pictures up of you digging really deep. That would be good.
Yeah, keep us
Okay.
updated on everything that's coming too.
Yes, for sure. And
Yeah, we're
those,
excited. You know, we haven't been coming out with as many machines as some of our competitors, but you know, quite honestly, the T2 and the F75 set that benchmark several years ago. They're still outstanding machines. We didn't feel the need to have to come out with a machine every year, every 6
Yeah.
months, but the landscape changes, just like you mentioned, Phil. You know, there's changes now. We are coming out with new stuff. Beyond that impulse, we've got a new single freak that's coming out that's wireless. We've got multi freak that we have several of our engineers working on. So we're super excited about those machines as well.
okay. Hey, I just got another question on the AQ. What is the depth rating for it? How deep can you take it in the water?
So right now we are, hold on here. So right now we are looking at 10 feet for
10
that
feet.
machine.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, it's
So it's
designed more as a wader. I don't expect a
Right.
lot of people to take it, as a diver, but yeah, it's set at 10 feet.
Okay.
Okay, good. We need to give something away, Russ, because you promised, dude.
That's right. We've got a.
A pinpointer.
Go ahead. I'll let you announce.
We've got a F-Pulse pinpointer, which is a fantastic pinpointer. And then we are going to give away an F-19 metal detector, and people are ready.
All right.
So, how we do
Excited.
it. This is how we do it.
Okay.
You have to register on either YouTube or Facebook with the phrase, and the phrase I made them use is "My pulse is F-19." So then what we do, we take and I copy all the comments from YouTube and from Facebook, and I put them into my random name picker. And we pick the names. We picked one. The first winner is going to be for the F-Pulse, the pinpointer, and then the second winner will be for the detector. And so you have to be a member of Treasure Talk on YouTube or on Facebook and follow the rules, and you win some really good stuff. So with that being said, when I call your name, you'll see the crawler across the screen. If you're a YouTube watcher, you text. You text either Phil or myself within 3 minutes of your name being called, or otherwise we're going to another winner. If you're on Facebook, you can Facebook Messenger or text. No phone calls allowed. It has to be text or Facebook Messenger or just text for YouTube. So that being said, we're going to give away the F-Pulse right now. And Fernando Andlar, if you are watching, you've got 3 minutes to text either Phil or myself to win an F-Pulse pinpointer, and it is 7:51, so you got to 7:54.
And I hope Fernando's on.
Yep, let's hope he's on, and we'll go to another name. We may run over a little bit tonight, Phil, but that's okay.
That's okay. We got a late start, so
There
I'm
you
sure
go.
people will stick around. And
They will.
So, Russ, where are you at in Florida now?
I am in Orlando, just
Oh, okay.
outside of Orlando.
Okay. All
I
right,
got
cool.
a couple of meetings here with some customers. Going to do a couple of hunts with some friends, and then we'll be heading back up to that Gainesville area for Florida Hunt 7.
Okay, cool.
We'll have some wings or tacos. Maybe we'll have it all. Who knows?
There you go. Can't go wrong with either one of those.
That's right. And they got burgers too, so we might as well round it out.
Yeah, might as well.
Okay, Fernando, dude, you got 2 minutes, man. If you don't text or messenger, we're moving on.
Yeah, so you could do it on Facebook, or you could text us on our phone number. So
Yep.
this way. And let's see here. Yeah, I've got nothing so far. I was just checking. Because sometimes I don't hear it.
No, I don't. I haven't gotten anything yet, so maybe Fernando is not watching. It pays to watch,
Yes, it does. Absolutely.
you know.
So it looks like I guess where you're in Texas. You live in Texas, right, Russ?
Yeah. My right now we're out of Surfside, Texas, which is again, just down the coast from Galveston there.
Oh, okay. Well, the weather's probably similar to here, isn't it? It's not cold there, is it?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's 21 degrees right now. That polar vortex or whatever is that cold spell got down into that area. So we are happy to be in Orlando, where I think today it was mid 80s, 85, 86.
Yeah, it's usually warmer over there than it is here in
54.
Tampa. Yeah.
I know in El Paso, it actually got down to I got down to the 20s in El Paso, and there was a lot of black ice. So the a lot of the businesses shut down. We were actually just running all of our remote people. We had all of our sales force and that sort of thing working from home because the roads were so icy there in El Paso.
Yeah. Okay, looks like Fernando missed out. So, Robert Ed, if you are watching, you got 3 minutes, man, to win an F-Pulse pinpointer. Robert Ed.
All righty.
But when you text, don't just text that I'm here. You got to give us your name.
Yes.
We may not know who you are. You know, you say, "Hey, Robert Ed here," and then you can claim your prize. And then you'll know the routine. You got to get me all your info. I get it to Russ, and Fisher gets out your goodies.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's going to be interesting with all the good stuff you guys got coming, Russ. You're going to keep you hopping, aren't they?
Yeah. You know, we are excited to have those. It's been a while, and we're very excited to be releasing these machines. Of course, that Impulse is going to be the first one, the Impulse AQ, and you know, I have to think that Gold machine is close on the heels just because it's very similar.
What time are you calling another person?
Yeah. Plus all the other things that the improvements you're making to some of the other detectors, that have been the backbone of your line for a long time.
Yep.
And it's I think you're doing the right things. Because unfortunately, whites. What happened to whites? They just kind of got behind time.
Yeah, it's always sad when you see a competitor. White's, Garrett, they're both, great competitors. It was sad to see White's go. They're an American company. But yeah, you're right. That's a scary thing, and they were great competitors. Competitors, we love good competitors because it just makes everybody better.
Jeff, did you get somebody, Jeff?
Yep, I got Robert Ed. Robert Ed, you are the winner of the F-Pulse.
Sweet.
All right.
Outstanding. Now, everybody get ready. Get your fingers lubed up because this is for the F-19 detector and it's 7:57. So, Mary Beth Kirchner, if you are watching, you just want a detector. If you text or Facebook Messenger, Phil or myself within the next 3 minutes. So, girlfriend, get after it.
Absolutely.
Mary Beth Kirchner, I believe.
That F-19 is a fantastic machine in the iron.
Yes,
that little 5x10 coil. It's only 5 inches wide, so you can pick in between all the garbage, but you've got a 10-inch lengthwise footprint, so you can still cover ground quickly. That 19 kilohertz just sings on those low to middle conductors. A great machine for relic hunting for sure. And it does well on the beach.
Yeah, we've got one of my brothers from another mother. He loves his T2. He loves it.
Yeah, I've got a lot of customers who love that detector. Absolutely. So we're still looking for that one. So you better do it. What was that name again, Jeff? I'm sorry.
Mary Beth Kirchner, I think it is.
All righty. So I knew you mentioned, Russ, that you're coming out with a multi-frequency.
Yeah.
That seems to be where everybody's going to now, I guess, for VLF, is they're going to multi-frequency. I
mean, that is where the industry is heading, but there's still a lot of single freaks out there. There's still a lot of companies working on single freaks as well. We're working on one, which is actually, I've tested it, deeper, faster than the F-75 and T2. It's got adjustable, reactivity, what people are calling reactivity, adjustable speeds. And it's a solid, deep machine. I've been hunting with that for about 3 weeks. So I wouldn't say the single freaks are going to be gone by any means, but there are a lot, the industry is leading towards that multi-frequency.
Yeah, I know here in Florida, our soil is pretty neutral. So out in the dirt, a single frequency will do just as good, sometimes better than a multi-frequency. And
Exactly. Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so I think there's still plenty market for it, especially for people who aren't going near salt water. Single
I agree
frequency
100%.
do just fine. And
Yep.
so still think there's plenty market for it. Did you get the winner yet, Jeff?
No, Mary Beth has got 1 minute.
Okay. All righty.
Actually, her time is up. It's now 8 o'clock, so hers up. And Mary Beth, sorry, girlfriend, you didn't text. So Dave Seiler, if you're watching, get to us, man. We got to give this detector away.
Absolutely.
So Dave Seiler, get those fingers flying there, man.
So who were our winners tonight so far, Jeff?
We had Robert Ed won the pinpointer.
Here. He texted.
Who texted?
Dave Seiler.
Dave Seiler. Where did you see it at?
It's right on the last name.
Oh yeah, here.
Dave Seiler, he just texted or messengered, so we're good. So
We're good.
Dave,
Awesome. Congratulations, Dave.
get me your info. Email it to me, treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. I'll forward all the emails to Russ, and we'll get you out your goodies. And so, Russ, we're going to see you Friday night. You're going to be at the meet and greet, correct?
I'm going to try to make the meet and greet. We've got a lot going on down here. If I don't make the meet and greet, obviously I'll be at the show. But I just want to thank you both so much for allowing me to be on the show. Had a great time. And if any of you guys, I don't know if it's just you, Jeff, right? That's coming to Florida Hunt 7?
Just Jeff's going. I'm stuck in the shop on Saturday. That's my busy day. So
I'll look forward to seeing Jeff, and then anybody else who's on the show, please swing by, say hello. We've got some gifts and that sort of thing to give away at the booth as well.
Cool.
So what we'll do too, Russ, I want to book you for July, the end of July, because you'll have the Impulse AQ out. You'll probably have a date set up with Phil for Fisher Days, but the Impulse will be out, and you'll know more about the other machines. So I'm going to book you again for the end of July. Everybody's wanting to know what's going on, man.
Absolutely.
Well, I look forward to it. First Texas Products, Fisher Technetics, Bounty Hunter. We are deep into the game, and I think you're going to start seeing a lot of great things coming out of us now.
Awesome.
We hope so. We are waiting anxiously.
Absolutely.
We appreciate your patience. About to pay off.
Got to wait for the good stuff.
All right, Russ. Well, thank you for being on the show. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Jocelyn, for handing me the questions. And thank you to our many members, because it looks like we have well over 1,100 on Facebook members. And then you got probably more than that, Jeff, on YouTube. So this has been fun. So you guys will be up in Florida Hunt 7. So happy hunting. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. It was a pleasure.
We will be there. So we will see everybody. Thanks, everybody, for Phil. Thank you. Thanks, Joss, for doing the questions. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it. Congratulations to all the winners. Next week, Kim Fisher, Mel Fisher's son, will be with us to tell us all about what it was like to pull all that gold off the bottom of the ocean. So make sure you tune in for that. And we will see everybody next week. Congrats to all the winners. Give me your info. Russ, I'll see you Saturday for sure, man.
Looking forward to it. Thank you again.
All right.
Hey,
Thanks, guys.
Jeff,
Good night.
I have one more comment. Brian King says, nice show. And I'm not bringing the banjo out, Brian. Sorry.
Well, hey, Ryan, guess what? You just leave it to me. I'll get it done.
All right, guys.
All right.
We'll see you.
All right. Happy hunting. Dig deeper.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys.